Hi everyone, welcome back. Excited to have you. So I am doing, as you can see, another seafood boil, but I have some news for you. So after talking with PS, at the end of this video, I'm attaching a little chat that I recorded a couple of days ago that I wanted to have with y'all. So I'd really appreciate if you stayed and listened. It's just some things I wanted to get off my chest that's going on in my life, and some things that I've been struggling with, and I'm hopeful that maybe it can help any of you that are struggling with anything similar. But yeah, that'll be at the end of this, so you can just check it out then. But I am actually going on a new diet. I am gonna be ovo-pescatarian, which is just eggs and fish and vegetables and fruits, for a while, and see how that goes, because I'm having trouble breaking down protein. And so you're going to see a lot more fish and a lot more vegetables. I will have some cheat days because I have a ton of chicken and steak in the freezer that I do need to eat, but it'll be like every blue moon. But I'll be sure to record them for you. But I'm excited about this. You know, hopefully it'll really help with some things I've been struggling with. So I'm excited. But anyways, in honor of going ovo-pescatarian, we're doing seafood. So this is a new place. I haven't been here. It's a chain. It's called LACRAWFISH, and they have them in the San Antonio, Houston area. I think a few other places in Texas. Maybe a few places outside of Texas too. But, you know, it's your normal Cajun Asian twist on seafood boils. And I got the extra spicy Cajun and garlic butter flavor. So I have 2 pounds of crawfish, a pound of shrimp, a blue crab, and I ordered the salt toasted shrimp. And so I don't know if y'all do this, but you know when you like stop in a drive-thru and you pick up your food and you're headed home and you kind of eat the fries on your way home? Well, I may have eaten all but one shrimp. So we're going to have this one salt toasted shrimp to start out with. They are freaking delicious. I really wanted to try dipping it in, this is just salt, pepper, lime, and some cayenne. That's really good. So the shell is still on this, but it's so crispy. You don't need to peel it off. You can, but it's so delicious. Mm. So good. I was just watching my spatchcock chicken video, and I realized how many times I say so good. I'm gonna try to find something else to say. Let's try a shrimpy here. Mm. got a kick. Oh yeah, this is definitely way spicier than how the other places have been doing it. I don't always get their spiciest, and it's not that spicy. This is pretty spicy. It's very good though. The only thing is, I love that the other places in there, you can get, they have like a lemon pepper flavor. So you get a nice citrusy punch in your mix of seasonings, but they have hot and sour, and I asked to taste it and I didn't care for it. That's good. Allie, no ma'am. There's a dog outside barking. Ooh, yeah. See if we can get anything out of their claws. They're pretty decently sized. And it's hard when they're frozen. The meat gets stuck inside the claws. It doesn't want to come out. Whew. Has got a kick. It's really tasty though. So my videos are going to be a little out of order for a little while. If y'all stay to the end, I have the explanation for that. But I'm hopeful to get on kind of a regular schedule for recording and uploading. I haven't quite landed on how often, but this one's gonna work. Yay. Oh. I'm finally almost over this flu, cold, whatever the heck it was. That knocked me out, guys. I still have a little bit of a cough and congestion issues, but almost completely gone. Ooh, crap, it's really good. So I've read that LA Crawfish makes really good crawfish pho. So I may have to try that. I love pho. I normally make it, but that's a lot of work. So I may, if there's a shot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, little tip on crawfish claws. If the shell is soft on the claw, it's going to be much more likely that you can get meat out of it. So you don't want to bother with trying all of the shells, just see if they're soft. And just try to get meat out of those. So the shrimp do have a little bit of a metallic-y taste, which I don't care for. But they don't taste fishy like they've gone bad or anything. It's just some shrimp have that taste. Oh yeah, this one's overcooked. Get anything out of it? Nope. So, another story from me. I got an award today. A fast driving award. I got pulled over for speeding on my way to get this food. And guys, I'm not lucky when it comes to cops. I have always gotten a ticket, never a warning. Well, this is only this is my third, but it's not like I've had, 15 tickets or anything like that. But yeah, I was just driving on an unfamiliar part of a road, and didn't realize that the speed limit changed. So I got pulled over. Such is life. I will be doing defensive driving for this. Pop it up. Can't take me anywhere. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can show you all this or not. Focus. Focus. Come on. I don't know if it focused, but there's row. Good. Allie, yeah. Allie. I don't think it's focusing, but I tried. So row is eggs. For those of you that don't know. They're so good. And the crawfish, they're like little snappy bubbles. They have this really nice texture. But in crab and shrimp, it's like creamy, which is also just totally different. Absolutely delicious. See, just got some butter up here too. Let's try that. Add some more lime juice to my concoction up here. Allie, Stop. I have big chips of garlic. I like that. I should not do that. Me. Mickey Mac cracker. Oh, my hands are buttery. Look at that. Come on, there we go. Ooh, there we go. Wow. Oh yeah. Mm. Oh, dang. Mm. So much creamy meat in here. Oh yeah. crap. What do I do with it? Oh man, this is so good. I am so full. Make sure I got all the body of this crab cleaned out, and then I think I'm calling it a night. This will be lunch tomorrow. Such a mess cracking that open. Let's see, I'm gonna do one more crawfish. Thought it ended on my favorite. Of course, I picked an overcooked one. It's alright. Delicious, you guys. Absolutely delicious. So, you made it this far. I'd love you to hang on for a little bit longer and get real with me. And I'm going to have a little chat with you about my life and my history. But if you don't, that's fine. I still love you. Thank you for spending tonight with me. My Instagram is linked below, along with my link to my cooking channel and my Facebook page. And I hope you'll have a wonderful, blessed evening, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone. So, today's gonna be kind of a weird video. It's not a mukbang. I just really wanted to share a little bit with y'all. I hope I don't have to do anything like this again. But I have been in a pretty crappy place lately, physically and emotionally and all that. And so I have not been doing a lot of videos because of that. I've been really, really sick for like the last 4 months probably, and it's gotten really bad in the last few weeks. So I've kind of talked about this a little bit before, but I have really struggled with my health since I was about 12, and I'm 27 now.
So it's been a really long time. I all of a sudden got really sick in 6th grade, and the doctors couldn't really figure out what was wrong. They just knew that I wasn't absorbing anything I ate. So I literally would eat and still lose weight. I dropped probably 30 or 40 pounds in the first 6 months, and was in constant pain all the time. I had to quit all of my sports. I used to play volleyball and softball and was really active with my friends, and I just lost all my energy because I just basically was wasting away, and nobody knew why. So it's really hard as a 12-year-old. And unfortunately, rumors were started by parents that I had an eating disorder. And so not only did I start to lose my health, all of my friends didn't know how to handle that idea, so I lost all of my friends. And they never really came back. And that really sucked. But anyways, so I'm just really emotional. I'm exhausted. When I'm in these down turns physically, I get really bad insomnia. And so I'll sometimes only sleep a couple hours a night. And so it just is, that's really hard to deal with as well. But anyways, so I went to every specialist there was in Houston, which has one of the best medical centers in the country, if you don't know. I saw the top doctors in all different fields, and none of them could really figure me out. All the tests were inconclusive. They knew that something was wrong physically, but they couldn't figure out what, so they just started throwing treatment options at me. So I did immune suppressants, chemotherapy treatment, I did chelation, all kinds of stuff. I spent time in and out of the hospital, almost half of my senior year in the hospital, which really was awful because that one was against my will. One doctor just threw out my entire file and said that I had an eating disorder, and then nearly killed me, because when you're put in that ward, they force feed you certain portion sizes, and it's crap food. I don't know how they can do that to these kids that have issues with food. It is literally microwavable dinners. It's chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, and it's junk. It is junk food. And I had been on anti-inflammatory diets for probably 8 years at this point, and I had to eat in small portions because of all the inflammation, and they would not let you leave the table until you had actually physically licked your plate clean. And they monitored you 24/7 on a camera. You weren't allowed visitors other than your parents. You weren't allowed a computer or a phone, so I couldn't do my schoolwork. You had to wait for someone to come and watch you use the restroom. It was demoralizing. And I was threatened with being taken from my parents if I didn't voluntarily admit myself. They were going to take custody away from them, which You don't know I'm adopted, so it would be easier. But that's actually 100% illegal, just so you know. That can't be done. If anybody, a doctor, ever says that to you, it is not legal. But anyways, I made it through that. Finally came back and said, "Oh, you've lost 15 pounds in 3 days. You think you need to see a gastroenterologist." Like, yeah, I told you that from the beginning. So when I left there, I did a new series of treatments, some new drugs. They killed my entire immune system, wiped my white blood cell count to almost nothing. I basically was not allowed to leave my home. I couldn't go back to school. I had to be put on IV nutrition because they had caused so much inflammation in my digestive tract. I couldn't eat. So I had something called a PICC line, which is a line that goes from the top of your arm through an artery to your heart. And it's extremely dangerous because the risk of infection is very high. And it's an artery to your heart. So if you get an infection, you pretty much die. And it was pretty awful. So after I did that round of treatment and it didn't help, just like all the others, nothing ever brought down my inflammation markers or stopped the pain or helped me gain weight. They always just gave me all the side effects of horrible mood swings, sensitive skin, retaining water, no immune system, worse insomnia. I mean, just, I had nerve pain and nerve damage from it. It was bad. So I finally said, fuck it. I'm not doing this anymore. So I went a natural approach, and I found some nutritionists to help me and some holistic doctors, and started trying to treat it differently. And I finally found some semblance of a diet that helped. Pretty much no grains, no sugar, no dairy, low acidic foods, no raw fruits and vegetables, really. Yeah. And I tried to stick with that. I was going to college. I wanted to be an architect. I couldn't handle the hours of architecture school, so I switched majors. And then finally in my junior year, I reached my end, basically. I reached my breaking point. I would drive to campus and be in so much pain and so low energy that I couldn't physically walk from my car to my class, even if it was just, 100 yards, half a mile away, something like that. I couldn't do it. I was 21 and couldn't walk to class. So I told my parents I needed to take a leave from school. And we had found this clinic that we knew someone that had found success with something similar to what I was struggling with. And we decided to go check it out. So it would require me moving. So my mom and I were going to move to Bernie, Texas, which is just out of San Antonio, where the clinic was. They say that you have to be there a minimum of 6 months. And I was terrified after my traumatizing hospital visit. I refused to pack a bag when we went to visit because I didn't know if I wanted to stay. And I was afraid that they wouldn't let me leave. And so I didn't take anything with me just in case. And I ended up feeling really comfortable there. They do a detox program, and their philosophy basically is your body is designed to heal itself. It's made perfect, and it gets bombarded by toxins and crap, and your liver gets overwhelmed and your cells are overflowing with harmful chemicals that you've been exposed to, and they end up leaking out into your system and causing just havoc. Heavy metal poisoning, you may be infested with parasites, yeast overrun, anything, and it can show up in a variety of diseases, whether it's autoimmune disorders, cancer, just terrible acne, dementia, Alzheimer's, anything and everything, migraines, and they treat everybody same basic protocol, but a little bit different depending on how they're responding, which I really liked, because I had so many doctors tell me, I would tell them that this wasn't working, and they would say, that can't be true. No, that can't be true. And I'm like, how do you know how I feel? And how can you tell me what's working and what's not? My numbers don't show it's working. And I feel worse. But in their experience, this treatment would work. And it wasn't for me. So they do something called a hair analysis, where they take the hair closest to your scalp, just a few, little snippets of it, and they test it for all kinds of chemicals and metals and all kinds of stuff. And my heavy metal levels were off the chart. Like, I was being poisoned by huge amounts of copper, arsenic, lead, mercury, you name it. It was anything and everything, cadmium, all these horrible things. Like, they were just beyond the normal levels. Like, and they looked at my test and they're like, I don't know that we've ever seen anybody, especially your age, with levels like this. And so that was a little frightening. So I started that program, and it worked. It took a while. It took a lot longer than most people. I ended up being there for almost 3 years. I did school. I started back in school after the first year and did it online. And then for my last semester, I commuted. It was about a 3-hour drive from Boerne to College Station. And so I would live part-time in College Station with a friend and part-time in Boerne. And I finished school. I had gained weight. I was managing my stress. I had gotten horrible anxiety while I was sick. Like, I would have panic attacks multiple times a day. I could feel my stomach knot into just massive tension knots because I was stressed. I was worried about how my illness affected everybody around me. I knew that it stressed my family out, and so I would try to hide it. And I would try to pretend like everything was okay when it wasn't. Because it hurt them that I was sick. My brother was resentful that I was sick because I got the attention. He knows now that was stupid, but we were young. We were young and we didn't understand what was happening. My mom and dad fought because they didn't agree on how I should be treated. And it was just really, really difficult. So I had about 2 years of feeling amazing and having a normal life for the first time in a very long time. And then I got hit with some really crappy stuff recently. And a lot of my issues are started with stress. Not initially. So the initial poisoning, I never finished the program completely, so let me just put that out there. I was kind of trying to slowly finish as I worked and moved on with my life. But I had slowed down a lot and I wasn't going at it hard like I was for 3 years. So I still had a lot to get out, but I was taking it really slow. And then I got hit with just a really big betrayal in my life. And a group of people that I thought really cared about me obviously didn't, and they just kind of threw me away like everybody else in my life had, and they had promised that they would never do that. And it left me without an income after I had just moved I lost my job, okay. And I was fired because of medical issues. I broke my leg and couldn't come into work, and I got fired for that, which was just stupid. But anyways, so I had just moved away from my family for the first time into my own apartment, was paying my own bills finally. I had just gotten settled in, bought furniture, gotten comfortable, and was so excited about my life here. And then I was just kind of tossed aside. Like, literally one day we're talking about trips that I'm going to be going on for work and my future projects, and like nothing is nothing has changed. Everything, I was back in the office finally and things were getting back to normal, and then I get called in and I get like just like that, and it threw me in a really deep depression, and just dragged up a lot of issues, and it caused a whole remission of my illness. Because when you have something like that happen to you, it may not be physical, but it causes a physical response. Your hormones are released and it causes a lot of imbalances in your body, and it causes you to detox, which started to make me really sick again. And so I started to go downhill pretty quickly. And then because of that, I couldn't get a new job, which stressed me out more and caused me to go downhill even more. And then I was all alone here in a city where all the friends I had made, they were at work, so I didn't really have any friends. I didn't have any family close by, and I didn't have an income, and I was sick again. And luckily the clinic isn't far, so I started going back for my treatments. I go every day. So every day I have appointments, get blood work done about every other week. And my numbers are doing better. But I am back at the stage of totally physically broken, and I have days where I can't eat anything because of the inflammation, so I just drink bone broth. And so I haven't been doing videos lately because it's been bad lately. Now most of my videos are not they're foods that I can eat. That's why I do, they're so expensive, but the seafood boils and stuff, and I can eat those. But I'm probably going to start doing some, low-key stuff like roasted butternut squash or some fish and vegetables. We're just going to be simple. Sorry about my breathing. My potassium levels dropped again today, and so it makes it a little hard to breathe. But yeah, Thanksgiving was a real breaking point for me. You'll see this in a later video. My videos are all way off. I'm sorry. I've got a couple more filmed that I haven't edited and uploaded. I haven't had the energy. It's been, my computer is dying, and so it takes a million years to edit. But I was supposed to go home, and Thanksgiving is literally my favorite holiday. I love to see my family. I haven't seen my niece and nephew in a very long time, and I never wanted to be that aunt. I wanted to be the aunt that was around all the time, that they knew and they loved and they wanted to talk to. And now I know nothing about them, and it makes me really sad. And I could not go home for Thanksgiving because I physically couldn't drive the 3.5 hours to get there. My mom was going to come get me, but she got sick with a upper respiratory thing, and so then she was afraid to have me home because she and the kids and my brother were sick, and she was afraid that I would get sick too, and that would just make things worse for me, which is true, it would. But the only other Thanksgiving that I spent alone was when I was forced in the hospital, and so it was a really shitty day, and I cried pretty much all day, and it was awful. awful, awful, awful. And I was angry, and I was sad, and I was depressed. And then nobody even really texted me, and so I felt left out, which hurt as well. Yeah. And then my parents came up over the weekend after Thanksgiving, and my dad hadn't seen me in probably almost 2 months. And I'm basically bed, bathroom, clinic, kitchen. That's about it. I can't do much else. I don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. My stomach hurts pretty constantly. I'm detoxing some sort of chemical or heavy metal that is horrible, and it's burning the inside of my colon as it leaves. And it's coming out on my skin in these burning rashes, and so it's literally chemical burns as it's leaving my liver and my body. So it hurts. You can touch my stomach and it has hot spots. So we actually think that this might be one of the root causes of my initial illness, because for the first time in my life, my blood work is showing my iron and my hemoglobin in normal range. Like, even before I got sick, those were low. They have always been low. And so something's always blocked that absorption. So this is something new, and I'm actually really excited about that. It just really sucks right now as it's leaving. It hurts. But my dad did not take seeing me like this very well at all. He is very angry at everything. And ironically, the clinic that I go to was his idea. He's not really about the holistic life, but it was his friend whose daughter got well there, and wife, and other daughter. And so he wanted me to try it. And now he's worried that it's not enough. So we got into a huge fight while he was here because he wanted me to go to the hospital. I've actually talked at length about going to the hospital with my healthcare providers, and the truth is, we talked to doctors and there's not much they can do. There is no potassium they could give me that's safe. They can't, my protein levels are low, but they can't do anything to fix that. And so they would just run a bunch of tests and want to put me on the same drugs that they've put me on before. And I can't do it. So finally got him to understand what's going on, and he talked with the clinic, and he feels a lot better. But it was a really difficult couple of days. Just a lot of fighting and a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of pain on everyone's end. And I just want to share this with y'all because I know that a lot of people go through a lot of really difficult times, and I don't really have anybody to talk to. And so I really needed to get it off my chest. And I want you to know that if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can DM me on Instagram. You can comment on here. I can totally understand a lot of struggles. I've been through a lot of different ones. I've only listed a few. But just know that it is not your fault if you're struggling. And it is not your fault if your struggling is impacting others. As long as you're doing everything you can to be better and to be your best, that's really all that matters. And you can't make other people okay with what's happening with you. And that's something that's really hard for me to understand. I feel like I have to fix everybody around me before I can fix myself. And so I do everything in my power to try to make them feel okay, even though I am in the gutter. I am broken into a billion pieces, but I'm just trying to glue myself together quickly so that I can fix them. And I have to take a step back from that because right now I have to focus on me and on me getting well so that I can help anyone else. And I'm trying not to lose hope. I'm looking at all the bright sides, like my iron and my hemoglobin, and my weight hasn't dropped, not even close to its lowest. Like, I'm still a good 40 pounds away from that. So I've only lost like 20 pounds, maybe 15, probably 15 pounds, which is not great. Don't get me wrong, like, I know it's not, but I have lost way more, way faster. So I'm gonna look on the bright side of that. And yeah, but just bear with me while I go through this because my mukbangs, however you say it, they may be a little bit odd sometimes, and we may just have egg drop soup and chat. I'm not sure, but on days when I feel good, we'll do something fun. And I'm really hoping to have the energy soon to be able to cook more, because that would be good for me, and also, you know, then maybe y'all can see some healthy things that I can cook. So if you struggle with anything like this, you can know what's a good option for you to eat. If y'all ever need dietary information, just let me know. I know a freakish amount of about nutrition and diets and all that stuff. I've done a whole lot of research, a lot of trial and error too. And I started doing paleo and keto and gluten-free and all those diets that are big now well before they were a thing. So I had to make everything myself. Well, my mom and I did. So I know a lot. But yeah, I just am really, really grateful for the few who that stick around with me, put up with my hot messness, and I really am so grateful. So I'm going to tack this onto the beginning of my spatchcock chicken. If you don't want to watch me talk, I'll let you know. Well, at this point, you've seen me talk. But I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope that this isn't discouraging. I don't want this to be discouraging. I know that I'm a hot mess, and I'm very emotional, and I may cry randomly during my videos. I do that a lot right now, But I'm going to try really hard to be upbeat for y'all because it would be good for me as well. That's why I'm going to try to keep doing these videos, just because it keeps me interactive, I guess. Makes me feel like I'm engaging in some semblance of a life. Even if it's homebound, it's some sort of communication with other people. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'm here for you if you ever need anything. Like, really, if you need anything, I would love to talk you through anything or just do what I can. I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to not have somebody to talk to, and not to it's hard to talk to people that you know and that are family and friends. Sometimes it's easier to talk to strangers. So, and yes, I am going to counseling, in case y'all ask. Because I haven't lived here that long, I'm trying to find someone that is accepting new patients. So right now I'm doing phone counseling with my previous counselor. But yeah. So the days are going to get better. I know that they are. They always have in the past. I am a Christian, and I believe 100% that God's got me. And He's got this. And that's the only thing that can really keep me going. But it's all I really need. So He's promised that He's going to finish what He started, and I know He will. So I hope that y'all can at least watch my journey of returning to health and my spunky, spontaneous self, because the person that you have seen lately is not really me. I'm normally, like, my eyes sparkle and I have a big smile and I love to laugh, but that has not been me lately. So hopefully I will get back to that soon. But I love you guys, and I hope that you are just having a really blessed day, and I will talk to you soon.